Yeah, I just heard you there, Connor.
I'm just gonna be kind of distant range.
Audio does sound a little distant.
It does, and we're live. Finally. Sorry for the late start, folks. A few technical difficulties, but fortunately we got started. To the Knights of the Smith dinner table, actual play production of The Savage Snows, and we are with us this evening for the next 2 hours or so. All right, so with me tonight, I have, if you look, yes, this way, that would be Cece. She will be playing her character. Whoops, I accidentally did that. To the lower and left-hand side of me, we've got Connor, as well as Philip right below me on the screen. Now, if you're just joining us, I want to say you want to hang out with us for the entire show. Because at the end of the show tonight, we are going to be giving away a free set of Norse Foundry dice. It is the Dead Man's Gold dice rogue set. It comes with 2 extra D6s as well. And it is a pretty amazing set that we're giving away for absolutely free. So make sure that you hang out for the entire time. All right. Now, without you are already familiar with the adventure that we're running, I'm sure you know how everything starts, but I will get us started in the actual adventure now. So the year is 4713 AR. Fire Day, the 3rd of Erastus, which happens to coincide with the exact date that it is today, July 3rd. We have 3 folks, unknown heroes, who have way to the village of Heldren in Taldor. And I apologize. My little one is a little upset with us, but that's okay. She is just going to sleep. And I'm going to bring up the map of Heldren because everybody is here in the village. And just to make things much more entertaining, none of you know each other. I mean, why not, right?
Sure, sounds good.
Sounds
All
like
right.
fun.
So all of you are in this sleepy little village known as Heldren, and as you can see from the map, it's not very big. There are a couple of icons there that you guys can click, which will include the general store, as well as the smithy. Now, I don't expect you guys to have much money yet, but hey, it happens. But I got a little bit of flavor text to get things rolling here. All of you have recently, within the past couple of days, in Heldren. Some of you from far off, relatively close by, but this sleepy little hamlet apparently has never seen so much excitement happen this very day. Town, trying to figure out where things are and everything. You kind of hear the scuttlebutt that apparently that some hunters from the nearby border wood are talking about unnaturally cold weather here at the height of summer that just descended on the forest a few days ago. Heavy snow followed it, and those who back out of the woods spoke of a very odd presence in the woods, almost as if they were being watched, as well as some strange, new, and very dangerous predators. Now, no one knows exactly what this means, but the town soothsayer or wise woman or whatever you want to call her, Old Mother Theodora, has been claiming loudly for everybody to hear that this times lie ahead. We're going to start out with, randomly here, we're going to start out with Regulus. I believe I got that right. I'm going to show everybody how he looks. And Philip, why don't you tell us a little about Tiberius?
Tiberius, he's out of military, spent better part of 2-3 decades fighting in the army. He's since leaving the army, he has kind of taken on being a troubadour. He was known in his units for stories, keep up morale, and then he's kind of started traveling around Taldor, um, collecting stories and poems and songs and whatnot of the great history of Taldor. He's very much attached to the greatness that it is, quite clearly, and as well as the great heydays. And he's just here passing through, looking to collect some more stories. He's on the definitely much older, well past prime. But yeah, that's a bit about Tiberius.
I'm an idiot. I hit my mute button. My young ones were screaming in the background. So anyway, as I was saying, is there anything that you want to do here in town as you're hearing something like that?
Tavern and just kind of doing, find out a little bit more about the culture, as well as like anything else that might be up. I am here. Everywhere I go, I'm looking to collect some good stories that might turn into a nice epic song that might help my reputation and all that.
All right. Why don't you give us a persuasion check to information?
Sure.
All right. Oh, there's an ace.
An ace.
All right. So thanks to this handy dandy roll table that I have, I'm going to change this to a blind roll on this wonderful table. So as you're pacing around town, after making your way into local tavern, which, like an idiot, I forgot to pull up my PDF, and it's going to appear on the viewer screen for just half a second. But you heard that one of the local farmer's sons took ill a few days ago after he fell through the ice over Wishbone Creek. Apparently, he said that he spotted a white stag in the forest and heard it talking, and then he was trying to follow it when he fell into the ice.
A white stag, did you say?
Yes, a talking white stag. But a lot of the folks who hear this story are automatically assuming that clearly the kid has the fevers, causing him to see and hear things that he just clearly is making up because of it.
Is this child known to tell tall tales?
He's only about 9 or so sometimes yes and sometimes no. All right, and now for the other thing you managed to pick up. Being from Taldor, you do know the country does sponsor rangers that basically protect the border wood, known as, they keep bandit activity pretty well curbed. It sounds like that they're not doing a great job because apparently a well-armed caravan escorting Argentia was attacked and the good lady was abducted. So I'm going to let you sit on those for a moment. And then I'm going to go to one Bessa Reeves. And I'm going to bring up his artwork, show it to everybody. And Connor, why don't you tell us about Mr. Reeves?
Bese is a dark-skinned man of Burundi ethnicity. He is dressed very much like a cowboy, which is a little unusual in the world of Galarian. And he, like many cowboys, carries guns because he is a inhabitant and citizen of the Grand Duchy of Alkenstar, a very small, a very strange country, many miles from here in Taldor. He is also an older man. He is sun scoured and much. He has seen some things. He is still going at his age. He is a bit wary. This is not his homeland. Uh, it's very normal to him. The idea there's some weather thing though has definitely interested his homeland in the Grand Duchy is nestled in the Mana Wastes, which is a magically bizarre place. It's unlike any other place on Galarian. So, uh, hearing about this sort of a thing, something weird like that happening all the way out here, has definitely intrigued. He was at least a Shield Marshal of Alkenstar, so he's a cop. So he has his nose smells trouble. He's looking to get involved.
All right. And as your particular place that you're heading or anything?
He's heard the rumors. There is an old woman who believes that this is a terrible omen.
Yeah, pretty much shouting it from the streets. She's like, as you kind of watch her, kind of guess that she's probably not all just with the hysterical way that she screams, but she is definitely paying attention to her, but not everybody is.
Yeah, Bessie would approach her. Having grown old, a very dangerous profession, he has learned to respect the wisdom and the madness of the aged. So he will wander over to her. Is portents and details right now, or trying to warn him?
He's just kind of generally trying to warn people. You do notice that the local kind of for kind of try and usher her off the streets because she is haranguing a few people as they're walking by.
Are they being gentle with her, or what?
They are being very gentle with her.
Then Bessie will definitely insert himself and say, "Why don't I escort this venerable home so she can get some rest?" And offers her his arm in a very gentlemanly fashion.
He or the guard who is closest says, "Yeah, you can take her. I think she's been off of her herbs again." And as he says that, she looks at him and says, "Joachim, why would you say such a nasty thing to me?" And Joachim just kind of looks at her and shakes his head. He's like, "She lives over there on the edge of town. It's the last house on the south side of the road to the east."
Tip my hat to him.
"Thank you for helping us get her off the streets. Sometimes, meaning no disrespect, sir."
Likewise. He gives him another nod, and he will lead Grandmother Theodora away. And while they're walking, this, you seem very disturbed by these local happenings and goings on, man. Do you know something about that?
I read that when the Harrow's never wrong. It just all I saw was death and destruction and trouble. Definitely trouble from the first world. The first world card kept coming up.
I'm very familiar, but should we roll to see if Bessie is very familiar with it?
Yeah, we'll make it a. Let's see. Since you're from Alkenstar, where Harrow readers aren't quite as common, they're not even very common here. It's primarily a thing of the North. So we'll make it a common knowledge roll with a -2.
Common knowledge. We'll give it a random penalty. That's
Yep.
-2.
Any of those will work.
I've never heard this.
Whatever. She probably had a little.
Gotcha. This is some kind of flim flam, obviously. No idea what he's talking about. Miss. I'm sure that's terribly distressing.
You have no idea how terrible it is.
Do you have an idea of how terrible it is?
I don't know what's coming, but whatever it is, it's dying. It could have consequences that range across the entirety of Galarian.
Well, ma'am, I think that's probably unlikely. I'm sure it'll be quite troubling to the people of this fair. If all can do nothing nothing that would help you avert it, I don't think it's anything you need to worry yourself so much about. What will come will come.
You youngsters, I wish my student was still here, but she disappeared some time ago. I'll miss Vasilisa so very much.
It's been a long time since anyone called me youngster, so I do appreciate that. Did something happen to this Vasilisa?
She went off to find her own way in the world.
I had a son who did that. It did not end well.
And that's about the point where you are in front of her home. Her home, from the outside at least, looks very. And it's the same. It is very meticulous.
I will go to her door. If she invites me in, I will be polite about it.
She actually does not invite you in.
And then, as we probably say, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I will reassure her once again. Be so concerned with it. There's only so much mortals, as everyone knows. Prophecy was broken when our died. So what the future holds when it comes.
As you say that, she reaches out, grabs onto one of your hands, and then she says, "Whatever you do, you wear the kin." And then she Kin, Kin.
Betrayer of kin. Must be afraid. Kin betrayer.
Indeed.
Well, he's gonna room one for a while.
All right. With that, we will take a step over to the follower of the Green Faith, Bumble. And Bumble, played by Cece, why don't you tell us about Bumble and her friend, Scald?
Let me unmute myself. So a goblin druid. She has a couple little of her own. She's suddenly become really cold. And she's kind of wondering to try to find the answer to that. She wears a skull on her head. She wears pelts. And she walks around with her goblin dog, Scald.
And there's a quick look at her once again. So as you're wandering into town, you've known that the Longshanks live here. And you did follow a single man who stumbled in and then was quickly taken into one of the buildings, but you lost sight of which building it was because of the crowd that suddenly gathered around him. And the man was tall, extremely tall, and he did not look like anybody who would be from this area. Let me pull up an image of him for you, so that way you know who you're looking for.
Okay.
I believe I have put the image in. What in the actual was that? So anyway, the gentleman is very stout of, however, as he was had managed to in bandages, but you could see like his fingertips were black and the very tip of his nose was a little black. And that actually I should be able to pull and drop it into chat. Nope, it's chat. So I will add a page, image, on create. It is being difficult. There we go. This is what, as you followed him out of the woods.
Okay.
So as you're wandering in, people start to give you a wide berth. I mean, some of them have seen you come into town before for some of the supplies that you've needed in the past, but you hardly ever needed much. So what are you going to do?
Try to go up to this Longshank and ask them if they've seen a man with a black nose.
Up to not the person that you. So you go wandering up to a woman who she looks like. You know, I spent so much time prepping, and then I completely forgot to add a few of the images. So I'm just doing it on the fly, and hopefully it's not killing too much of my time here.
Well, we can always, fill in the dead air with nonsense.
Right? I believe that's exactly what I was just doing. She's tall, willowy. You can see her hair, and she kind of looks down at you and says, "Can I help you, little one?"
Okay, kind of like you, but it's a guy, and he's got a bandage. I'm just trying to find where he went.
Ask why.
I have some questions for him.
She's a little perplexed. Make a persuasion roll.
Okay. If I can find where my stuff is. Persuasion.
Yep.
There it is. Okay, I found it.
Yay!
Did it roll?
Not yet. It doubled up. Check in the chat box there.
I must accidentally hit it. Okay. All right.
All right. So right now, with a total of 1, you are not passing. Do you wish to spend one of your bennies now?
No.
No? She just kind of looks at you and says, I understand that he was brought in and he's currently being treated by the appropriate folks. But I don't think after what happened you speak with a goblin. But why don't you go to the over to the silver? Was it the silver shoat? I am drawing a blank. Store, of course. The silver, not the silver shoat. Head over to the silver stoat. You can at least get some food, and when he's better, he'll be able to talk to you if he wants to.
Why wouldn't he?
Well, you see, he was very badly hurt by bandits and the weather.
I agree. It's just weird.
Indeed, very, very weird.
Which way is this place you talked about?
It's right over there, right in the town square on the southwest corner. It's the biggest building. You can't miss it.
Okay. Thank you. And Bumble kind of wanders off.
Okay. As Bumble is wandering off, notice check, just because you are a goblin and you're short and people really aren't noticing you right away. So I'm going to have you go ahead and make a notice check. Yeah, no, you're just kind of wandering over and there are not very many people here. You do see, of course, a bartender and a bar wench, for lack of a better term. I'm sure somebody will say something mean to me about that, but I'm okay with that. I haven't heard anymore.
Damn.
20 years in public service just take. But you do see one older human sitting off to the probably sit at the bar. Tiberius?
No, wherever I can go to talk to people.
Okay. You're just sitting
I'm
at the
not
bar
alone and isolated.
speaking with the Menander Garamos. I'm just, kind of being friendly and everything, and he's wanting to get you a drink and maybe some food if you want it. You hear the door open, because there's only a couple of other people in here. And as you turn and look, you see, of all things, something you don't see often in Taldor, a goblin. And strolling in right behind her is what looks to be a giant, hairless rat.
That's not very nice to talk about Scold that way.
I
I mean-
would certainly probably look at Menander and go, that is quite an interesting sight to see there. Is that pretty common around these parts?
No, it's not. Although I have seen her before. I didn't know she had a pet rat. And says that, Scald kind of just snarls, almost like he may understand Taldane. What you see, and as you wander in, that and Bessie. I'm probably still saying that wrong. Am I?
No, that's right.
Okay. And that's when Bessie walks in. And so now you've got a couple farmers in here, and then the two humans who definitely look well armed. Nobody else is carrying weapons in here except for the three of you. And Menander, Bar says, welcome. Have a seat. You can have. Don't play with fire. Well,
Tiberius would raise his eyebrows.
and as he does, Menander looks at. Everybody knows goblins are little pyros.
I'm gonna go make
Curious
her way
if that
over
was-
to the bar.
Something specific.
No, no. And he looks at Bumble when he says that.
Bessie will
Except for
also.
sometimes it makes me a little bit nervous in the woods.
You
Wait,
should probably.
you're that goblin who's I goblin in the woods.
No, I come from the woods.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know that they weren't lying to me at least. So, for you, young or little one, and you, sir, what can I get you folks?
Whiskey, please. Neat.
Bubbles onto the bar stool because I imagine it's probably a little taller than she is. Ale, please.
It is taller than she is. And sorry, I'm getting beeped at by my headphones. Apparently, the batteries are running low. And she does have to kind of scramble to get to the top. But once she does, oh, I'm an idiot. The cable's right here in front of me. The seat's high enough that you can see over the bar, no problem. And Menander does make a quick bout of. There we go. Now I'm charging. A shot of whiskey and a Haldane brew, is what it's called. And then he brings an ale for Bumble. He says, "You little lady, 2 copper, a silver for the whiskey."
I shall pay. Lay my money down.
All right. You look in your inventory. Apparently not.
Currency.
Did I?
There's some I meant to ask about, but I forgot to.
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to be added in. I know you guys all have enough money, so I will double check your original sheets and add the correct currency in.
There's money.
So
Money.
I am using the Savage Worlds immersion module and the modules, both of which are amazing modules, and it allows me to use
Cashews.
Yep. Let me go to here. I'm getting this information. Please feel free to roleplay amongst yourselves.
Well, I will saddle up to the bar and sit next to my newfound companions. I'm assuming like this tankard of ale that the goblin is as big as her hand, but like in a different temperature.
Actually, no. He got a halfling-sized mug. So rather than a full pint, it's a half pint.
They know about halflings and pints. Dangerous.
So you're why
Something like
thing to these rumors of the coldness around these parts?
I woke up this morning and my toes were just frozen.
In the height of summer.
I know. It just threw me off.
Oh.
Menander here was telling me of a local farmer's son that fell through ice in the river. The river's iced over in these parts. Have you seen this?
Yeah, they're iced over pretty thick.
Have you seen anything strange in the woods?
That is a good question. Has anything?
She actually has not. She caught the weather, but she hasn't seen any of the strange creatures that were rumored like that yet.
I mean, apart from the snow, not really too much.
Like this ever happened before? You ever have snow in summer before?
Oh, heck no. I would have moved a while ago.
That is just very natural explanation for it. Like, natural explanation, it must be something unnatural. The real question, though, is it someone doing this, or is it some less personified?
Menendon pipes up then and says, well, you could go and ask Yoln. I mean, he was one of Lady Argentia's guards that barely made it back.
And where is this lad to be found?
Oh, he was taken over to the Willow Bark Apothecary. Tessa Reyes looking.
That might be the same place that the guy with the black nose went.
Black nose. It was frostbitten?
Something like
that
that, I guess. His nose was just black. I thought that was normal for you, Longshanks.
I think
Well-
I think we share a look at that. Like neither of us have a black nose. Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of me is on the darker side.
No, it's like a different color black.
So
A
The
frosted
Benny
nose
is- the Benny is for the 100% racist comment that was absolutely unintentional.
little bit. That's frostbitten skin is not the kind of color anyone wants to be. It's a real bad sign.
So this Yalom might have some experience with what's been going on in the woods, eh?
Yeah, he left here not even a few days ago. They left yesterday, taking Lady Argentia home. And then I guess they were waylaid in the woods, but that's all you would have to ask him if you wanted more information, if he's even able to talk at this point. But he is over at the Willow Bark Apothecary. Tessa Ray is a really nice lady, but she's only recently moved into town, so...
This Lady Argenta go missing. And when this cold spell has started?
It started several days ago.
Could be connected.
Well,
or
I
could be
smell a story here. I think I may go over to the apothecary.
Yeah, if you want to head on over, it's literally just about right next door. If you head out the door and turn on the road, it'll be the second building on the south side. Just whatever you do, don't stomp through her herb garden up front. One of the lads locally went storming through, and the height of those elves really gives them a long reach, and when he thought he got away, he didn't, and she blistered his hide for it.
Well, I told him when something's doing something so rude.
I don't like it when people touch my plants either.
Which ones are your plants?
I feel like there's a joke there somewhere.
I think half the shit coming out of my mouth could be a joke.
There's definitely something about herbs there. I got to workshop it, but I'll come back to it. We'll circle back around that one.
Sounds like a good idea. So you guys wish your way over to the apothecaries?
Yep.
Yes, I
Over
would.
All right, so I'll move your tokens on the map over to this. You make your way through. You guys do get, as you guys are traveling with the local. And up here, you make your way up to the door, and it is a place of business, so you can just walk in. And as you do, you see a tall, brown-haired elf with blue eyes. And for those of you watching who don't know, elves in Pathfinder, unlike elves in like every other setting, are not shorter than humans. They're taller than humans. And not only are they taller than humans, but they have eyes that are just one solid color. The color of her eyes is just this bright emerald green. And as you enter, she says, "Ah, good friends, and aren't you Bumble? I've heard of you. I understand you follow the way of green." Excellent, excellent. What can I help you three with today?
Here named Yelm that was part of Lady Argentia. Is that right?
Yes.
I'd like to ask Delilah.
He is currently resting, but give me a moment and I will see if he is all right with having visitors. And she disappears from the room. And after a few moments, pardon me. She comes back out and she says, "Yes, he will see you. Please, be gentle with him. He's been heavily wounded and he's suffering from some pretty sick." And
Well, I don't think we're looking to rough him up, so.
opens the door to the back, and as you make your way in, you see the gentleman who's laying in the bed, and the two of you recognize him as an Ulfin man, and not very common down here. So he is definitely a long way from home, and as you guys make your way in, he looks over and raises an arm, and as he does, you can just see the pain written across his face. He says, "Ah, so I own you found folks that will go and save my lady. Would that I could go with you. My ancestors will ridicule my lack of valor for fleeing rather than fighting to the end. But I faced enemies that even the greatest warriors in the Lenorm kingdoms have faltered against. Though I think I slew at least one of them before they dragged the lady away."
What did you fight, warrior?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What did you fight?
Well, we thought they were just bandits at first. Outlaws who hide in the forest like wolves, but those were no match for us. But then, Cold Fae of the North just appeared right in the middle of us, and they turned the battle quickly. My folks speak of the winter, but honestly, to get away from winter. Never expected to meet one of them this far south.
What was all?
Winter touched Fae.
Winter touched Fae, and are these the creatures that?
Aye, they're Fae creatures who have witches of Irison. Those who stole our lands during the Winter War. Tiny sprites, no taller than the length of a man's forearm, but whatever you do, don't be fooled by their size. The legends say that they've taken a sliver of ice into their hearts, and their touch, well, it bears the harshest bite of winter, and as you can see from my hands, my poor hands, and from what Tesserae has told me my face as well, and their touch just ruined me.
Does Bumble, being part of the woods and stuff, know anything about the Winter Touch Fae?
That would be a survival check, because this is nature, at a -4.
At a -4?
Indeed.
Should I just roll it, or?
Click the 3 actions button if you'd like.
Okay, I was gonna ask if I could just do that.
Yeah, it's the quick and dirty way to do. Oh,
Bumble has smart moments.
while Bumble has never seen these creatures, many moons ago, back further north, she did hear of them. Apparently, one had somehow gotten lost in the bird crunchers lands, and this creature killed before they just beat it into submission, and it took 15 or 20 of goblins to bring this creature down. But
You said what clan was it?
the bird crunchers,
Bird
From
Crunchers. Okay.
far to the north of here, far to the north and west of here, up near well, the best that Bumble can remember it as is a point of hand.
I've heard of those before. It was really, really far up north where the Bird Crunchers were, and they got their butts kicked.
Did these league with the bandits?
I honestly were commanding the bandits. And when the surviving bandits took the lady back into the wood, the Fae followed pretty quickly after.
You say these Winter Fae, they serve the White Witches?
Aye, of Irison.
Do they always serve them, or are some of them independent?
All of the legends say that the way they become winter touched is by pledging themselves to the White Witches.
Do you know of any White Witches in Talbot?
Oh, I hope not, because if so, I'm going farther south.
You fear them.
Anyone in their right mind fears them.
My experience, my friend, witches die like anyone else. And if they don't, well, you just try hard.
All of the White Witches learn from their mothers, who learn from their mothers, who all the way back to the fabled Baba Yaga, who supposedly returns every 100 years.
And what direction in the woods did these Fae and bandits take your lady? Do you have
Deeper
something
into the
that can give us
woods
good directions?
Deeper into the woods is all I know. I was busy trying to escape.
Do you remember how many were still alive to take her?
I do not. And there's no telling how many of the Winter Touch there were, because they were invisible when they first attacked us. So there could have been more that I couldn't see.
Do you know
what
any?
Would they want with her?
I don't know, but if she was taken because of the White Witches, nothing good shall come of it. The Winter Touch do nothing without the leave of those who place the ice in their hearts. And if they're here, it's probably because a White Witch sent them. And much, much worse will follow.
Is there anything I might know about Lady,
Lady
the Lady
Argentia?
Argentia? From being
That
the
would
Talon
be that would
local.
be a common knowledge roll. Right now, the 3 is a failure.
Yeah. Well, okay, I haven't heard of her.
Probably just some minor noble.
I would ask him though. These winter touch Fae, is there some bane against them? Something that they fear? I know many of the Fae fear iron.
Ah, and that's gonna net you a Benny. Yes, cold iron and burning flame. Both burn them, and both are weapons that they fear.
Noted.
Did Bumble ever see how what they use to take down the Fey Crunchers?
Sheer weights and goblins' love of fire.
That's fair. Okay.
Well,
And go ahead.
I was going to say, considering Tiberius has a bit of a heroic streak in him, he'd definitely pipe up and goes, "Well, you can count on me to go see what I can to find her and rescue her." And then I would look at these two and goes, "But I would have doubts about my chances of success all alone. What say you two?"
If there are witches about, then I'm your man.
I think I remember that they don't like fire, so let's go and burn them.
And as you guys
do love fire.
kind of tries to roll up on his side, and he fails at it, and then he reaches down with the hand closest and points to just under the bed that he's in and says, "That take my blade. It will do me no good, but perhaps the cold iron that it is made of will help you folks." And when you look
Much
underneath, there is a longsword underneath the bed. So which of you
Bumble
are going
tries to go and
take?
pick it up.
Bumble can pick it up.
Bumble tries
Remember,
to pick it
this
up. It's probably way too big for her.
Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, and there's no weapon proficiency. So if Bumble wanted to use a longsword, Bumble could use a longsword.
Bumble kind of picks it up
Ooh.
and looks at it like, how much bigger is it than her?
It would be the equivalent of a great sword, because this is sized for human hands.
Bumble kind of picks it up with a lot of effort and kind of looks it up and down. I don't think I can use this.
I would serve. Lass, if I may, I could use that.
She kind of stumbles to turn around and sword very awkwardly in the process.
Good thing the scabbard is still on it.
Yeah, but she can still whack someone with it by accident.
You gonna let
Given that, I think I'll definitely reach out a bit gingerly and take it from her hands.
All right. And I have added that item to your equipment list. And that is a Masterwork Cold Iron Longsword. And what that means in Pathfinder for Savage is, one, it is made out of cold iron. So anything that has a weakness against cold iron, you will get to add. Oh, I forgot to add the effect, so I'll go ahead and do that while I'm talking. +4 to the damage. And oh, that's why I didn't add it, because there is no modifier for it on here. Oh, there it is. All damage +4. And I will add that effect. turn it off for now and start it. So basically, whenever you're going to attack something that is Fey, and I tell you it's okay to turn under your first page right at the top, it should not transfer it to you correctly. Oh, I know
Is that
why.
the sword?
Here, let me do this. Let's see if it transferred. Yep, there it goes.
Okay.
So now the sword is transferred correctly with the active effect that you can turn on and off from the traits tab. It's the very top one there. You just click the little power button that you see.
Okay.
All right. So you guys do know that actually Bumble can tell you guys that you would just head south out of town. So that would be this way where you see the flashy. I really wish that the pointers and pings guy would for V11 because it doesn't work right now.
Well, let's go for the flashy pointy thing.
Yep. Leave immediately, or do you want to stop?
I would stop at the. I can get some cold iron for bullets. Possible.
You can move over by the thing there, and it actually has what he has for sale if you double click on it.
Oh, very fancy. I'm too far
As
away.
you guys are getting ready to walk out, though, hold a moment. The Winter Fae. I have items at the very least. And she pulls out stoppered vials. And oops, that's not it. Go. The 2 alchemist fires that she is.
Bubble takes them.
Look at the goblin.
All right. So those, and they should automatically deplete when you use them. If not, we can just when it happens. All right. Sowers, buy anything that you want, because they have nothing that you are not allowed to buy.
Well, I'll just spend this 650 gold I don't have on this Masterwork banded armor. So do I just like drag and drop?
So there
Oh,
should be
buy.
a little that says buy to the right of it.
Yeah, that makes success.
All right.
Who else is for
Now
sale?
those are used in them.
Can I shave them down for pistol shots?
It would require. You've got a gunsmith kit, but it would require that you spend time converting them.
Like how much time?
Let's see. There's 10 of them there, so I would say probably 4 hours worth of time and a repair check.
Oh. Well, if it's very cold out, you might want to get cold weather out in case it gets unseasonably chilly. I'll definitely buy one.
Now, if you notice, some of those items on that in the equipment that's for sale do have a limited number. Most of the common stuff, there's no limit on how much you can buy. Just be reasonable. But they do only have 5 cold weather outfits because it's not something you run into commonly down here.
Oh yeah, they only have their spring collection in.
Summer collection.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, I think I'll pick up some of the cold weather gear as well. I'm already set.
I guess Bumble will want some warmer clothing.
Well, I sure would like to use 4 hours to properly convert these bullets. But if you guys, we can forget about it.
And scold.
Snacks are very important.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't shown me
So
that
you guys
any of
wanna-
you have bought the cold weather gear yet. Have you guys actually bought it?
I did.
I
Yeah,
have
it's in my
bought it.
inventory.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's in my inventory. It did not.
I may
Check
just
my-
need to
Okay.
refresh. Let me try refreshing and see if it fixed it.
It did, but it did do that with my gold though.
All right, I am refreshed. Yeah, as long as it deducted, and it looked like it. Time over Smith's converting anything he.
Although what, 19 something?
No, let's see. I forgot to start the timer. So then I would say it's probably about 11. Little after 11.
Alrighty, roll, I suppose. Very
Indeed.
slow file work.
All you have to really do is melt it down and recast it.
It's a lot harder to melt than lead, unfortunately.
The shop here.
No, I could do that.
Oh, there's it. You were successful in converting those. The way that you is if you go to your equipment tab or gear little pencil thing or whichever pistol, and then you just go to the ammunition under properties. And oh, it didn't change that into ammo. Let me see here. That's why, is the ammunition. I forgot to turn on that check mark for that. So now it should, when you hit the drop down menu for the ammunition type, it should show up.
I'm still just shot with powder.
Let's try. Oh, yeah, if you clear it out and just start typing. Actually, I don't even think you have to start typing. Yeah, if you clear it out, you can cold iron sling bullets.
Oh, there you go.
You won't.
One loaded with and one without.
So I'm going to advance time. And it is now 3 in the afternoon when you guys finally set out. And supposedly, there is a new macro that I can use from the Suede Immersion macros for travel time. So I am going to import that macro. All right. And it's about 4 miles or so to get into where... Oh. There it goes. And, oh, that did not advance my time. And now open up DOS map. And it is now getting... And I'm going to give it a moment for the map to catch up. There we go. Now everybody at home can see it. So...
I don't think I can. Oh, wait.
It may
here we
still
go.
be loading.
Mine's
Yeah.
still loaded.
All right. And as you guys approach that Yon was talking about,
I think considering hatred fire, I'll take a torch out.
okay, I will add that light setting to you.
I will take out my bullseye lantern. Still not loaded.
Torch. Is
I have dark vision, so
Oh, well,
all right.
how good for you.
And light.
I also have 3 feet on you.
well,
Triangle
you
is
Longshanks in
30.
your lack of vision.
All right. So for your, oh wait, that is not supposed to be rotating your token.
Am I supposed to see more than black surrounding me?
So you guys are actually just off the edge of the map.
Okay, I just wanted to
You
make sure
should
that
be
that
able to
wasn't a
see.
problem. I can't see ahead of me. I was surrounded, and
All
I'm
right.
just seeing the light. Yeah.
So
I
if you
can
want to
see.
change the direction of the lantern, if you hold shift and hit one or two of your arrow keys, it will change the direction. And as you guys are approaching near the forest, the temperature begins to grow considerably colder. Up ahead, you see that the road itself is littered with a lot of debris and the corpses of slain humans and horses. One carriage stands in the roadway, its team of horses missing or cut free, while another overturned carriage farther on to the next to the tree line. South of you, more bodies having fallen around what appears to be a slice, and there is a snowy trail to the south that leads deeper into the forest. As you can see, there to the south is the path. And what do you guys want to do?
I would like to draw my pistol in my other hand. This
All right.
is
Yeah.
How
I'm
late
definitely
is it?
pulling out my sword.
And Bumble pulls out her sickle. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys have your weapons at the ready. Bessa, since you do have the lantern, you can only have one pistol drawn. Same with Tiberius and swords. So, is that does not have a whittler. Right, so feel free to move on in. You guys can explore to your heart's content.
I'm gonna go check out this body.
All right. Where's Tiberius going?
I think I'm just going to general take out of the scene first.
Okay.
And put my head on a sword. Try and take everything in.
As you're looking, standard part, probably where some of her retainers were riding. This over here would definitely have been like a noblewoman's carriage. You see what appears to be an ice statue of a man to the south. Bodies all strewn about, and it doesn't take much to notice, but there is a lot of footpathing or foot traffic that headed south out of here. As you get up close to that woman, go ahead and give me a notice check, Bessie.
See what I notice. I will Benny that.
Clearly a good choice.
Oh, wow.
Boy.
He sees all the stuff.
I have solved the case.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I got a 19. I solved the case.
So as you start checking this woman over, she is wearing very fine clothes. She's clearly a Taldan woman, and she has been cut, as you check her out, she has been cut from navel to sternum, and her intestine, actually not that high up, her stomach and a few other internal organs are kind of laid out underneath her. But the odd thing about it is the wound is frozen. So like flash froze to the point where no blood came out.
But her guts did?
And yep, which is really odd. Go ahead and give me a spirit check as you get a good look at her body.
Well, I'd rather not.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Say it's rated nothing.
You're feeling okay about this so far. But
This
whoever
isn't the
killed her,
first thing I'll check that.
whoever killed her was pretty nasty about it.
Does she match the description of the noble lady?
No, she does not. You would guess that she is probably one of the ladies in waiting.
Has she been rolled for her money or anything? I will check her pocket.
With that notice check, yeah, you notice she's definitely been robbed.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's terrible. Well, I mean, all murdering is probably bad too. Oh, how do I rotate my token so my leg goes across things?
Hold shift
Yep.
and hit one of the directional arrows, or two. So, like if you hit the down and the right, it'll go. Yep.
Hey,
Scold is gonna go over and sniff the.
make sure he doesn't.
No process.
I'm gonna go check out the
All right. So as you make your way down,
quite cautious. I'm assuming it's at this point, but just in case.
as you get closer, go ahead and make a notice check.
A 9.
9. Yeah, this was definitely a guy who was alive at one point. His right arm, it's laying on the ground, and you see several chunks of ice that contain portions of his body have been cut out and now lie in frozen blocks at his feet, or frozen chunks of ice. He is still wearing a breastplate, emblazoned with the Taldan of the Taldan army. And the arm that's lying on the ground is holding a very nice longsword.
Oh, I hate to see that go. I'd go. I think kind of try and break off ice. Is also nice.
Yes, it is.
Kind of like with my long sword, the ice off, or if something else happened.
You were able to hit his fingers and cut it off, breaking the sword free, and then you're able to chip the rest of the off the blade.
I will pick that up and stow that.
All right.
And then kind of look at him and say a little Tal'Dorian battle prayer to this soldier that died defending a noble for the Aldor.
Okay. Bumble, what are you doing during all of this?
Bumble was going to go down there and exploit the weird statue as well, but then noticed that there's horses, and she kind of backed up.
But they're dead now.
They're horses.
That's how you like horses.
Don't trust them.
Yeah, those horses are playing possum, which are even worse than horses somehow.
So at the moment, Bumble is just staring at the dead horses, waiting for them to hop up. I would like to point out that these horses were custom made for me.
Ooh, custom horse.
Yes. Do you know how hard it is to find a dead horse token?
I don't know, but I know it's easy to beat a dead one.
It is easy to beat a dead horse, but that's a good way to get hurt around my family.
I bet all the dead horses these days are already placed in maps of road crossings for Lost Mine of Phandelver, and so you got to take the map with the dead horse.
No, I had
You gotta get the bespoke, custom, artisanal dead horse.
A gentleman whose username is Zalkanai created these for me for another campaign, and I've just been using them every chance I can for dead horses because they look amazing.
What I'm hearing is, James, don't buy any horses because James is gonna kill them. Just so you can bust out the bespoke dead horse tokens.
I turn around and kind of notice Bumble and everything all right, Lass?
There's freaking horses. Why do you Longshanks like those things?
So of all this here, the thing that's disturbing to you is the horses?
Yes.
She's a goblin.
Note taken.
I would like to investigate the fancy carriage.
All right. So as they're having a discussion, you head over to the fancy carriage, and it was definitely just absolutely ready. Hit it with something that knocked it on its side. You're not even sure what could have done this damage, but to do any more than just kind of glance at it, you would have to crawl up if you want to be able to check inside.
I would like
crawl
to.
up on top of it.
Does that
All right.
require a roll?
Nope. I'm just going to move you up, and as you're looking down, the curtains apparently were of the extremely well secured type. You can't actually see through the windows, but there is a door right there.
So I will note which side the door opens on, and step to that side.
Okay.
And then I will reach over. I'll put the lantern, hold my gun in the other hand, and something pops out, and I need to shoot in the face.
Okay. So as you reopen it, the carriage is locked.
Is the glass in the window still there?
It is indeed.
I will reverse my pistol and break the glass with my.
All right. And as you do that,
The inevitable encounter now begins.
give me a notice check at -2 because you are kind of distracted by having to get rid of
I am
the
juggling a lot.
glass.
Notice. No,
All right.
I do not notice.
So you spin your pistol around, you smash the butt into the glass, and as soon as you back, one of the handmaidens comes lashing out at you. However, her face is just shredded, and just ice are stuck in it, and she is clearly not amongst the living. She lashes out, and I'm not going to put her into initiative yet, but she lashes out and tries to.
I don't like that.
And you are able to just barely twist out of the way as she swings at you. And at that point, now that the surprise round is over, I'm going to
Deal some cards.
I am going to deal some cards. Oops, this
First
is
initiative of the campaign.
Woo! Hopefully it's as good as your
Alright.
first roll of the game.
Yep.
Why did I
Okay.
thing in the carriage?
All right. Oh, I forgot to get rid
You're
of
not
that
the
set.
one.
Son of a bee.
This is a beautiful,
zombie got a joke.
beautiful thing. And for those of you watching at home who may or may not be familiar with Savage Worlds, when a Joker is drawn, they get to go first. And I'm going to hover over the Joker because that is an amazing piece of artwork by the Pinnacle team. I believe that is an Efreet. And she lashes out with her +2 bonus. And a zombie, so she is going to make it a wild attack. And not only does she hit amazingly well with raise, and that has come up as, oh, I apparently forgot to change it to a public roll. So let me reveal this to everybody. And that is going to make you shaken.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
My old enemy being shaken.
From
I
there,
believe that art is from the second edition of the Harrow deck art. I have the original edition, which I think is even better because it's by all the art is by one of the best comic book artists in D&D.
all right, Tiberius, you can barely see something up there, lashed out and kind of knocked Bessie for a little loop.
I may have been spooked.
I'm sure I hear Bessie, huh?
You
Looks
definitely
like
did.
Looks like I can run over quite well. I think I had 1 inch of pace left. Is that enough to kind of climb up there and take a swing at it?
It's actually 2 inches high, but yeah, you could make the athletics check to climb up there.
And doing that, yeah. And I want to support Bessie, kind of like take it easy, Bessie. You'll be able to wait. How do I want to do this? Calm down, Bessie. Take it easy. Set your sights straight and go ahead. We'll take care of anything that comes up. Just really kind of like trying to calm him down. So tended to use him as support.
Okay, so that will actually place you on hold, and you'll get to go at the same time as Bessie to make that roll.
Bessie. That's wrong.
All right.
Bessie.
The other window shatters, and the crawls out. She's going to get an athletics check. And she is going to successfully, oh, I forgot to put the -2, but even with the -2, she is going to successfully climb out. And then she tries to bite you. So I will add that -2 for 2 actions in. And she is wildly attacking. And there. Oh, that is a miss. You know what? I don't like seeing misses.
I like it.
That's still a miss. What
Like
the
that.
hell? I got an extra one for the. There we go. There's an ace. Not a red hit. So as she bites, she hits you with a
Oh.
second chicken wound. With that.
I would.
Actually, technically, he can unshake first and then only be shaken.
You can only
I
remove the shaking condition on your turn.
That's correct.
Actually, you could spend a Benny to unshake at any time.
Is it any time? I thought it
It's
was only
any
on your
time.
turn.
Yeah, no, you could spend a Benny any time to unshake.
So I'd still just be shaken. I re-rolled the soak. I still rolled 2 soaks, so I would say I can't do it now.
All right. That take us to Bumble.
Alrighty, Bumble can see what's going on, right?
She
See it on my
can
screen,
indeed.
so.
Yes.
So Bumble sees the trouble, like, oh crap, it is battle time. And she is going to shapeshift into a large cat.
Meow.
All
Did
right.
it work this time?
Yes, you do need to cast the power first.
Oh, I did. I do.
Yes, you do.
I forgot that it doesn't do that whenever you click on the command thing.
Yeah, the macro doesn't make the change. Or it doesn't make the cast.
Why? Okay. There we go.
Look at that. Cast with a raise. So this form can last you for an hour now. Rather than 5 rounds. Or a minute. No, 10 minutes I think it is. Let me double check that.
Sweet.
Nice.
Duration is 5 rounds, so instead it's going to last for an hour, if you wish to hold it for that long.
Cool. Alright.
So that was one action. You can still move.
Gonna move over here to the second handmaiden.
She is... Oh, I need to change her height, because she is 2 inches above you.
You will have to pounce.
She only declared one action, though.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I can go claim an action to pounce.
Form of wild attack in your turn, but you would have more than one action at the beginning of your turn.
Good to know for future reference.
Yeah, that is the great problem of well, not problem. It's a thing you have to remember with Swede. You have to declare all the things you want to do now. You can't change it after. Was I successful in trench?
Yeah, you just have to declare the number of actions you wish to take, not what you're actually going to do. But
Okay.
that does take us to Scald. What is Scald going to do there, Cece?
Scald is, sorry, I zoned for a second. Scald is going to run up here to right over here and get the other handmaiden. Gonna kind of squeeze in there.
You're muted there,
But
James.
she's high up, isn't she?
2 inches on top of the
2
carriage.
inches. Okay.
You're muted, James.
Thank you. So, the zombie right next to Scald currently is still down inside. She was swinging up to hit Bessie. The other one climbed out.
Okay. So can Scald climb onto the carriage?
Yes, it is an action. And an athletics check.
An athletics check. Athletics. Do.
Scald
I think he
leaps
actually climbed.
right up on top, and he can see the zombie down below. But you only did one action for him.
Mhm.
So he is just able to make it up. And then Tiberius, you try and help Bessa out.
Do a support roll. Hopefully, support his spirit roll to unshake.
All
Give him,
right.
Got a 5, so he's got a +1.
Bessa, you get a +1 on that soak roll. Or on that
Oh.
unshake roll.
Okay.
There should be a place where you can add the modifier.
Well, I have a wound, so I'll just ignore that, I guess. Roll. All right, I'll just spend a Benny Dungeon.
All right. You
Well,
have
I'll-
one zombie right next to you. At the same height, you have one zombie down below you. What do you wish to do, and how many actions?
I will make 2 attacks. So pistol, the offhand, draw a PA. I have that handy. I am able to, yes.
Correct.
So the one that wounded me, I'm going to, as a free action, use my Inquisitor ability, which is called Judgment. I gain 5 Judgment tokens. I may spend 1 to add +2 to a trait or damage roll that I make against the judged, or
All right.
-2 to an opposed trait or damage roll. I can
So-
do this after the roll and remain in effect until the original total, if the original total is re-rolled.
Indeed. So the way that you can add that is if you click on that modifier for the rolls button, it'll expand. You click twice on the +2. So that way it'll
Okay.
disable it after you do the one.
Okay. So for the one that bit me, I will shoot her. Oh,
Oh, called headshot.
yeah.
So click.
Yes.
It's up under. There it is.
Yep, you got it. Can I spend more than 1 judgment token on a roll or not?
I don't believe. Yeah, a single token.
Oh, single token. Okay, well, I will spend 1 on it. And hopefully I will blast her head off.
All right. I am not sure why it did.
It said I wasn't. I don't know. I just happened.
2 attack
That
rolls.
10
though.
should have aced, shouldn't it?
It did.
They rolled
ace.
a 9. But I also.
I
had a
don't think
minus.
it did. It looks like he's rolling 2 skill dies and his wild die. None of them aced, but that 10 should have aced.
Let
Did
me
it roll
see
both
if it
main and
says.
offhand?
You know what? It may have. But yeah, that 10 should have aced. So go ahead and roll another d10, and I will change that result.
Oh, where am I? Just my die.
Down at the very bottom. You bottom
There's-
right-hand corner.
Oh, there. There's so many.
I know I have lots of cool little mods and add-ons. Once you click the button, why did it roll? Oh, I don't know why it rolled 2d10.
Oh, I hit enter and 2, 1, go. It is a 4.
All right. So this becomes a 14. Why did it not
Minus
fix it?
2. So 12.
There we go.
14 minus 5 should end up as a 9.
Like that raise damage and should have +4 onto that final result. It did. All right,
Wham!
so that one, oh, you didn't have it targeted. I bet that's why.
Oh. Nope. So remember the targeting.
All right, so that one just gets absolutely obliterated. Other attack.
Okay. Okay. Now I've got them targeted. And we'll give them the rapier.
Oh wait, no, you have two weapon fighting and 2-fisted. Never mind.
I do.
Or ambidextrous. All right.
Yeah, I'll do.
Because it was vulnerable. Oh, you gonna stand on that, or you gonna click that Benny button that's a little snowflake there?
I'm going to spend a judgment token to increase that to 5.
Oh, that is actually a very good idea. So I'm gonna add. And that is still not enough to actually hurt it.
Bummer. Yeah, I'm not spending a penny on that.
Okay.
So I got 1 left.
So in the first, zombies goes down, and we take it round 2.
And I got a Black Joker. Oh,
Indeed. And all of you got a Benny out of that. And Bessie, do you wish to go first?
I do wish to go first. I shall drop the empty pistol as a reaction, and then I shall pistol on my next turn, right?
Yep, and it will automatically add it in.
Then I will do. Let's shoot this one. And I will. And I shall spend another judgment token to increase it to +2. So I will have +4 on this roll. How do I do the thing where I add +2?
It'll automatically add it.
No, I think
not for my judgment tokens.
The mod at the bottom of the chat box.
Yes. All right. Bullet head. Oh, it did it again. Oh, I didn't select it again. Why does it roll so many times? I don't understand.
I am not sure what is going on there. Because it's not a frenzy action.
Again?
I am going to take a look.
I think that seems to be right. You're at a net -3.
2 skill dice.
Oh,
2 dice. Number of trait dice. Oh, I was doing it wrong.
Ah,
I didn't do trait roll
Trait-
modifier. I clicked on number of trait dice.
so change that.
That-
That's what got us all messed up. Change that and re-roll that.
Okay. Figured it out this time.
I'm like, what's causing you?
Who knows? I can shoot him in the head. Huh? I don't like that.
You gonna Benny that? If so,
I'm
click on
gonna-
that. Sorry.
I'm gonna Benny it.
So you see that snowflake button? There you go.
Try it again.
Oh.
Hey, there we go.
oh, there you go.
Cow.
Blam.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
All right. Let's see. She is taking wounds. I'm not going to waste the token. That. And as the fight winds down, two handmaidens who were once alive and got back up again are now dead once more. I am going to remove them from the battlefield. And as you look down inside, make a notice check.
Everyone or just me?
You and Scald can both make the.
Roll terrible. Got it.
Scald sees something kind of pinned underneath a pillow at the bottom of the carriage. And he starts snuffling around, and Mumble can't see him currently, but it looks like something has Scald kind of excited to the other two of you.
We're free movement now, right?
Yes. Now remember,
Bumble is gonna.
you can't talk to them.
Hmm?
You can't talk to your party currently.
Yeah, you're a
Oh, I
cat
know.
right now.
You are a big old kitty cat.
So Bumble's gonna notice that Scald is. She notices that Scald is snuffling around excitedly, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so she's gonna jump on the carriage and look down inside.
Go ahead and make a notice check, and because Scald has kind of brought your attention to it, give yourself a +1.
Okay.
And remember, it's trait roll modifier, not number of trait dice. On the modifiers for better rolls.
You said a +1?
Correct.
Where is it at?
Right down
Oh,
here.
+1. Oh, just blind. Okay.
And then once you have that expanded, it is that guy right there. I know you can't see your guys as you.
Okay. Can I Benny it?
Absolutely. You can Benny any roll in the game except for a critical failure. All right.
Like, I've got so many Bennies, I might as well.
See, kind of pinned down in the bottom there, something that you would need your opposable thumbs for. It looks like a small little jewelry box.
Bumble will shift back. How do I shift back? Oh, wait, I remember now. I remember.
There you go.
And it's going to jump down into the carriage.
All right. You should
Grab
be going to bring it out for everybody, or are you going to take a look first?
Take a look first. That
Right,
sounds like a Bumble thing to do.
Back a little bit so I can double click. You should be able to double click and yeah, you should be able to click and then see everything that's inside. And I don't know why it has it set to split 4 ways. Oh, because Bumble is technically part of the party. Or not Bumble, Scald. So I'm going to remove Scald.
Bumble is a part of all of our hearts. So is Scald.
Scald is the mascot.
What a horrifying looking mascot we have.
I know, right?
Yeah, large hairless rat.
And scabrous.
Technically, he's a goblin dog, you know.
Nope,
You say goblin dog, we say rat. I mean,
one could say he's a rodent of unusual size.
RUSs.
Absolutely.
I'll go with our ROUSs.
Anyway. Ooh, there's some good stuff down here. Bubble starts kind of like rooting through it.
Party that you found?
She's gonna get out of the carriage. And let's see, what was in there again? Let me see. Bubble doesn't have doesn't have pierced ears. I don't think.
Nope. Those are primarily
No, she-
like your normal loot type of treasure.
She's
all
gonna
of-
take the ring out and put it on.
Double click on it to take it. And everybody else can, you may have to move right up next, but everybody else can double click on the box.
Probably speak up and go. I see there last. We are, after all, trying to save this found jewel to have her possessions back.
Its
I
owner
found
is
them.
possession is only 9/10, not 10/10.
Finders keepers.
But once we find the owner, she will want them back.
Well, she shouldn't have left them.
She didn't have a
didn't
choice.
leave them. She was abducted. She was taken against her will.
I guess that's a good excuse. Can I at least keep one of them? Like maybe this sapphire necklace?
We'll discuss it later. I'm just gonna take.
Fine.
If we find her alive, she might be grateful and bequeath.
I suppose. Bumble puts the signet ring back in. I don't know how to put it back in.
Well, Bessie will drag the bodies out and like lay them over by the other one that was outside. Sorry about blowing your brains out. Is there anything on the zombies?
You're muted again there, James.
They are just wearing the top of their clothing, and that is pretty much it.
Noted.
Kind of curious. Yeah, I haven't mentioned this to you in my backstory. I mean, but one of my languages I have is Skald, and the idea I have behind that, my mother was from Irison. Married my father, so she taught me the language and my love of stories and whatnot. I'm kind of curious if knowing something of the North and what we've heard so far and kind of seen in this thing. May I know, is there anything I might know about these fey creature and what they might be capable of?
That would be a survival check.
My favorite skill. Untrained.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
Mom came through. Nice, a 14.
So
Just stories about these fey creatures.
Indeed. So you would know that the Fae that have pledged themselves to the ways of the Winter Witch are some of the most evil Fae out there. They will do anything to kill normal humans, and if a White Witch or a Winter Witch asks them to do something, not only will they do it, but they'll do it with bells on and happily and gleefully, almost insanely gleefully, perform said task.
Do you have any sense or ideas of like what kind of abilities they might have?
It depends on the Fae, but you do know that all of them that are winter touched basically can freeze you, like cause cold damage just with their touch. and that is conveyed into any weapons that they are using in melee and the like.
Hmm.
All right. What are you guys gonna do?
I think I'd kind of look towards Bumble and say, would you, being a creature of the woods, would you have some skill in tracking?
Yeah, I think I could probably track.
I mean, I think they're quite obvious now at this point, but we never know if they're going to change. And I would certainly kind of point over, to the south side where the tracks go into the woods. Although I think I do want to check out this soldier as well. So I'm guessing is a similar soldier as this other one.
Yeah, just make sure. Well, they all died normally, or maybe there's some sort of clue here otherwise.
Yeah, no rolls are necessary for this. They are definitely have all been killed either with blades or ice. All thing was used on them.
I mean, in a world of magic, it is not that somebody killed by bicycle. It's a thing you got to be worried about.
I mean, that's valid.
Question. So the dead guards have breastplates on them?
Yes.
Or at least one of them did?
The leader did, definitely. You could definitely get a... He was wearing... Oh, what was it? Let me pull that back up.
I heard a breastplate with a Taldane army.
Yes. He is wearing it's medium armor. A breastplate. So I can, if you're going to chip it off of him, I can definitely add that to your... But
that would be great. I'm not going to wear it yet because I don't think I can just yet. But I will.
You cannot wear anything heavier than light. No, sorry, medium. My bad, medium. I misread that.
Oh, they have the straight. What do you need for breastplate?
For medium armor, strength requirement is
D8 typically.
Medium shirt is what this is. Yes, a D8.
Well, I shall store it for later.
All right. We'll drop that in your inventory.
Well, since you have not fought for the Taldorian army, I would likely ask that you not dest the great Taldorian army by wearing that as a foreigner.
I mean, I could have the emblem taken off if you like.
Comes time, I just ask you to use good sense with that.
Noted. Well, shall we roll in?
Does this other one also have a longsword? Well,
the rest of them are missing their weapons. I know the token or the image has a weapon, but the only weapon that was left behind was the one on the statue.
Sure.
All right. Well, I do believe that now would be a good time as you guys head deeper into the forest. Now would be a great time to call it a night. I want to thank everyone for watching, and let's see who is currently watching.
I am.
I know you are, but you're playing.
Oh, I'm also watching. I have it open on Twitch as well.
Ah. Well, which one are you on Twitch?
I'm on Twitch. I don't remember. What's my account name?
Okay. Well, then that takes that person right out of it. So I am going to roll a die. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. 6 people currently watching. I'm going to roll a d6. And here we go. Let's see who's going to get a nice die set. Number 6, which is going to be Z Key. Feel free to whisper Z Key. I will get your information and we will get you a free dice set. Thanks for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and we will see you again in 2 weeks.
Bye, everybody.
He beat me to it. That's what Mike says.
Well, now I see.
True. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.